I have two. I'm not recovered. Let me just say that I am not recovered yet. I don't know. I'm trying to pinpoint the true nature of where I found this, and it's split between a chain called Palm Berries and a upscale restaurant in Greensboro, North Carolina. That one of those two is the proprietor for the problems here. Let me just see. I think I got to share my screen with you guys again. I think I lost all that. Let me just try that again. Uh, Hold on. I gotta shift. There it is. Okay. Wow. I can't believe I went through all of this already and I wasn't talking again. I got to pay more attention to your guys' notes here. Thank you guys for letting me know and apologies for sliding off that. All right. Let me move on back over here. Okay. So as you watched me visually, now let me explain it with words here while as MHM, as you know, while I sit here and sweat that nothing, no false movement of my hands or mouth are going to cause any kind of reaction internally. Anyway, all right, so VIX. What I was saying is VIX is suppressed. The suppression of the VIX is widely known now. It's actually being written about too, which is odd in a couple of news releases I saw, which I thought was funny. And the cause of it is I don't know exactly what the cause of it is yet, other than the fact that we have some low volume, we have some gearing up towards some momentum for creating a buying zone that's going to go lead into the election cycle. We have a lot of things here, and so getting everybody complacent and running is probably what this looks like. That being said, I mentioned yesterday I wanted to keep everybody kind of keep staying off of the run. I want you guys to consider getting some cash ready. When we get to the highs, typically we get some pullbacks, we get some opportunities here. So I see that coming pretty quickly down the pipe here as we go. So just preparation is always good. But the truth of the VIX is that following trend and looking at the chart here, VIX is, despite its suppression, it's definitely falling. As it falls, we get less volatility. A lower VIX, lower volatility, less big moves. We're seeing that in some of the candles here as well. So we're seeing that kind of clustering over here. But there's a clear trend line here with the VIX coming down. There's even a top to this channel here too. Might as well draw that for you too. Oops, I missed it, but I will rephrase that here. Adjust it a little bit. All right, so that is our trend right now for the VIX for the last 7 days downward. Now, how does that translate into ES? You can see that ES hasn't had the same exact scoop here. I'll line these two up. Try to line them up. Almost. And there. Almost close enough. There we go. A little better. Stop. There, now they're lined up. So you can see the run that we have here with ES has been, much of a consolidation here. More importantly, we're in a downward trend off the top. We've got a flag forming with the bottom basis being support. And if I move over to SPY, more accurately, we can see just a consolidated box here. So we are 7 days into a consolidated range. We have done nothing from 776 to 766, that 10-point range. We've done nothing since we had that 4-day run. So now we are looking to see where we're going to go. And I think right before I realized I wasn't talking to you guys, I showed you the bounce pattern that we had here. So looking at that bounce pattern to get us back out. So we got one bounce, two bounce, and we are about to finish the third bounce here, which we will choose direction. I want to keep a couple things in mind for you guys. Some, the pieces that are important here, right? We have 4-hour 9 support right now. We're at 774, but we also have daily 9 is close by. A structural back test of the daily 9 here at 767 makes perfect sense. It's not a bad range to be in, and would give us kind of some more support, so we could test that area to see if price positioning is actually warranted here. Uh, we're actually testing the top of the range on ES here. So let's pop, actually, hold on, Bitcoin real quick. We are in the consolidation. I mentioned this yesterday. We're going to fall back in here and bounce into this range. Here we are. We're just stuck. So Bitcoin's stuck here for now, which is fine. And we will carry out. Let me do this real quickly with Bitcoin because um, I think this is a better way to look at it. I don't really need the clean trade view as much as I need to be able to share this range with you guys so you can see. So on the growth of Bitcoin, we've kind of stalled out here. So obviously 63,100 is the area I want to hold. I have below that 61.5. Taking 63.8 today and holding it pushes us up to 65 flat, which we could probably see getting into tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an interesting day because we'll have a lot of the data is already in place and we'll be able to see what's going on here. I do want to run through the data with you guys as well. So I'm going to pop on over to the screen here. This is ES. And let me just explain the data that came out this morning briefly. So we had jobless claims, continuing jobs. So how many people lost jobs prior to the session and continued to keep them lost? That number went down. So we went from 1.8 million to 1.77 million. That number going down means that interest rates, excuse me, affects interest rates in terms of not needing the cuts for the companies to be able to raise the capital to hire more people. So that's against interest rates. So I'm going to tally this whole kind of session on whether it's pro or against interest rates. Initial jobless claims. Initial jobless claims went up slightly. So more people lost jobs slightly. So that works in favor of cutting interest rates. The PPI for month over month for July was flat. So it was as expected. I'm sorry, it was down 0.35. So inflation down 0.35. That works against cutting interest rates. PPI for year over year for July on the shorts, not with the exclusions, it was also down for the year over year. So inflation down, rate cuts not necessary. Now we look at PPI without food and energy. So taking away oil, taking away eggs, right? We'll use those two analogies. On the month over month, inflation was down, and then year over year, we were flat. So none of this screams rate cut. None of it. And that is going to be all that Wall Street cares about. That is going to share with you, that is going to be what you saw here. So coming into here is the PPI spike right before the data was released, and then it was released, and we said, "Oh crap, no high inflation numbers, no interest rate cuts," so we floored. Now the market then took that into consideration, and now we're just pushing up anyway. And that's for other reasons here. But again, we have to test those highs as we continue to push. So we will see where we layer out today. But I would not expect us to see big gains in here. If we do push higher, I would be very cautious. In this range, I think I was accurate yesterday in our discussions about where everything would lay out, and I believe we hit kind of those targets on the downside. We did not close at levels we needed to close at in order to support them. The overnight, though, as you can see, was just really nothing, just kind of a rolling roll up here. You can see just the VWAP and just use that as your kind of baseline of how everything crawled up. All right, oil down 80, well off our 88 threshold, but still, at the higher end of the low. Would like to see that in the 60s, obviously, but we're not getting that right now. We are still, I'm not sure what we're doing on that space. I honestly didn't even watch the news or anything yesterday to catch up with that. I had to just do my research and sweat through that as much as I could. So let's look at SPY on the daily here. So I'm going to take away this silly little line. It doesn't mean anything anymore. And just show you what I was pointing to yesterday. Heading down back to backtest the center of the channel. Obviously, we're pushing a little higher right now, 77462, which pushes us in towards the top of the range right here. We'll see if we can break out of that or not. I'm going to extend the channel here too so we can get some good movement there so we can see it. Let me just grab my point line here. Got them. And that one goes there. just in case we do go higher, so we have that. If not, I'm ready for the backswing, which will bring us back down towards here. If we retest this cluster down here, you can see how this would make sense. But we go up, test the top, come down, test the bottom, come up, test the top, come back down, test the bottom. We're still going upward, so the trajectory is still going in. Let's make a mess. I don't want to make a mess, but I will. This is so the trajectory is still going in this direction with this channel. So we've got that kind of run there, and then we have all our supports gather in at these points. So here's our largest supports: daily 50, weekly 9, 4-hour 50, daily 20. Those are all the main supports that we have for breakdowns. So when we get a little mini breakdown here and we come here, we've got all supports in range. So I will tell you that if we do have a pullback down into this range, this is where we want to be looking to add, and that'll be market wide. So. And it's not that far off from where we are. We're 772, so that's 750s. Devastating to some, but opportunity for us. All right, moving over to the Qs in a similar fashion here, you can see the same thing. We just have this consolidation range. We're running up the wedge. I should give you a top so you can see the whole wedge. So there's your wedge. And we're just getting towards the end of this wedge where we're going to have indecision. We'll force an action. And actually, this bottom needs to be adjusted. I don't know why I must have clicked a button there. There we go. So we actually have a little bit more time on this wedge. But you can clearly see the pattern that we're stuck in. Tops and bottoms of wedges, great to trade off of, especially when we're trading in range. This is a good spot to be in if you know what you're doing with that. And then on the daily here. This top of this area here was what we talked about yesterday. We needed to break out from that. We did not. 723.70. We are now at 725.08, which pushes us still below this top line here. You can see why I chose this channel here. A lot of clustering here, back testing, punch throughs. You're just a tremendous amount of activity in this range here, and that's why we're going to have this difficulty pushing through here. Overall, though, this is going to be the same thing that we're looking for here. We have really, really good piles of support here. We should come back down here if we do to the 716 range. We find support. How low can we go on a back test like this? Well, let's see. We've got this trend line down here. That could bring us down to the 690s, even 680s, if it's down further down the line. So the sooner we get that out of the way, the better. And I probably, we're looking at 7 days or so of this, figuring out where this is going to go before we actually start to tear off and finish our consolidation here. NVIDIA, same thing. Look at this. Guys, I hope you see this. This is just a range-bound consolidation. We're just stuck here with NVIDIA, and that is about 5 days long as well. We've got support on the 4-hour 9 here too, and we will continue to chase that range until we get a. Always look at the. I try to always have this 5-minute chart showing you the prior day's entirety, so that we can actually look at this and say, hey, what did we actually do yesterday? And you can see we really didn't do a whole lot yesterday. The range was tight. We just kind of floundered around, despite CPI and all that. We're looking for PPI. We've got PPI now here. Not a big range trade for us here either. So I'm going to look here. I suspect NVIDIA will try to make a run for it today. So we'll try to see a breakout of NVIDIA today and probably pushing us up a little higher. Maybe get as high as 228, 229 before we start to find a rejection. I'm not sure what that's for, but I'm going to get rid of it. I can't touch it. There we go. Yeah, got some notes here in this too. Looking for the breakout here. 236 is the target. So that is the target up here for all-time highs. If we do break out and hold, and we clear that. Soxel. All right. Doesn't look very much different, guys. It's got a little bit more of an uptrend going through it. We've lost this trend here, so let me back that out. And let's look at what we have here. So there we go. That's kind of short-term range. that we were looking at there. Again, we've got a top on this one too. I'm not drawing them on every one of them because I figure you guys can visualize most of it, but here I'll do it specifically here on Soxhole because I know we spent some time on this one. Um, give you guys a little better visual. So currently at 142.71. We're trying to pop back on here. 24-hour 9 right here is in support at the moment. It wasn't 10 minutes ago. London low 139, Asia high 145. So pretty tight range here to break out from. If Nvidia breaks out, we will drag Soxhole with us a little bit here. But this is the key figure here, 147.64. We break out from here. We're looking for the 160s. My thesis and what I'm sticking with, and I said it to you guys yesterday, is I'm ready for the pullback so that we can then start buying in on this again. I am not concerned with a day or two of uptrend. I will change that thesis if we take and hold these numbers up here, but so far I haven't seen us doing that. I've seen us fall through, and I feel like I've been accurate in that fall through, and that we have not yet back tested the bottom yet here to see if we have strength, and we haven't fallen through yet either. So we are still in a consolidated area here, and resetting of contracts and get everybody out of position and re-looking at this makes a whole lot of sense. So I'm happy that we are in this position here. Again, a daily spike isn't going to do anything for anybody if the countermeasure happens first. And the countermeasure may happen here first, but you're going to recognize this shape here over and over and over again because that's where everybody's sitting in this kind of, a lot of people call it bull flag, but I'm calling it kind of like a little bit of a danger zone here in terms of how we're handling this. So we'll see where we go from here with Soxhole. And again, on my key levels chart here on the daily, you can definitely ride this and say, hey, all right, so yesterday we failed to close above it. We reached up, we failed to close above it. That was that, and we closed at 142.16. We're at 142.50. We're still below this key level here on here, so we have not gotten support here yet in order to be able to push us into this next zone here to fight it. So the overnight didn't do the trick here for Soxhole either. All we saw was a downtrend in the overnight, and so I'm just going to be super cautious here. I'm going to look at the daily 9. Remember, this is not going to be my be-all end-all for support. I don't trust the daily 9 on Soxhole. But despite the fact that it probably will give us some sort of a bounce, if it doesn't bounce us through here, then it's meaningless. And then we have monthly 9 below it, which will probably be our support, ultimate support in the 120 range if we do drop down below. So caution in here. No reason to be overexcited one way or the other. We need a little bit of let this play out so that we can actually attack this properly. MU, and I'm running out of time. Oh no, I'm okay. MU. So yesterday we had talked about this line here. Being the line in the sand, that 935. We needed to close above that to take that in order for any kind of a run. We rejected it as I suspected. The selling calls type of opportunity was there, and you could close those out here in profit or continue on. We are at support, so just remember if you did do that, you do want to watch yourself at support. MHM, I hope I didn't get too confused between selling and buying calls with what you were doing because but I think I did correct what I was trying to say. I hope you didn't get caught in that back and forth there. But anyway, so we need to take some levels here. Got some great notes here for you on the side on your chart in terms of how to play this. And then we can see where we go. I'm not expecting a whole lot of reaction here at the 4-hour 9. I don't think it pushes us into outrageous levels or not. So we will likely see. Hopefully, my thesis plays out quickly, and we can drop down to lower levels sooner. That would be the ideal scenario, so that we can get back in to these on the upward run. CRDO, you'll notice in my notes my thoughts on CRDO and what we got the run from. I think CoreWeave carried the day for a couple of instances here. Basically, when NVIDIA is going to be paying for everybody's chipsets, then those companies are benefiting from that. They're going to pop. And if the companies are paying for their own chips, then they are going to falter. That's why we have Google on the floor, Apple on the floor, Tesla on the floor, all because they pay for their own stuff with their own capex versus the ability to take investment for capex on these other smaller companies that are trying to grow through. So anyway, so they kind of took the wind there with that. I don't think that lasts very long. I would be cautious here with CRDO here, and expect to give back a little bit of those gains before we carry forward here. To 54.58. This is kind of my key level here for CRDO today. So just watch as we get back there in the. Sorry, MHM, just reading your note here. Long and shorts and MU buck calls a while back, sold calls on those contracts yesterday. Cool. To very much have October expiration on the calls. Give us the notes. Okay. I'm not sure what give us the notes is, but you mean you want me to read them out loud, or you what did you need there from that? I'm not sure I understood that there. CRDO though too on the daily chart here. So we have taken the trend as of yesterday back. We are back in action on this. So again, this is the line we want to follow. So if you're going to do anything with CRDO, run a daily chart, grab that April low, grab that May 19th bottom, and run your line. And that's the line we want CRDO to stay on. No worries, MHM. I'm just not sure what you want me to give you. So just tell me specifically if you don't mind. I just don't want to screw up what I'm answering for you. CRW CoreWeave. So here we are on the run. I told you guys that this would potentially hold its line up here for a little bit on that run. It's overdue. We had the falling wedge here, flag here, sorry, that we pennant that we popped out of, which was great with all their earnings. News and everything else there. That gave us a great run here, and I think changed the way that this all works. We are below the exit line that I put in there for you to take profit. So now we're looking for another entry. So I can move this out of the way a little bit here. And then entry, what we're going to do is we've got a nice round number at 100 here, which is good, but I don't know if we fall that low. I would be looking to buy this on a bounce off of the London low, the overnight low here at 103.26. And I would exit if lost. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of barrier here. So if you're looking for an entry on CoreWeave here, the upside to this too is if we take 107.73 here, I would add and I'd be targeting 111, which is right around here. So taking 107.73, and that's all written in these notes right here. Look at that. Perfect. So they're all right in here in terms of both sides of this on which way you could take to trade CoreWeave. Back in action with CoreWeave. AMD, floundering a little bit. Yesterday had a little push, pullback, flattened out over the session. We are now at support on the 4-hour 9 and looking for direction here. A lot of notes on this one. I think the difficulty I'm having with AMD here is that it's not showing the right structure for everything else. This has definitely changed a little bit for AMD, and it's overdue to push higher here, but I think we're going to lose that 4-hour 50 again. That's going to give us a little bit more difficulty. It's 9:25. I know so because my options chain flashed, which means I am locked out of XSP for the next 5 minutes. All right, Tesla. Tesla lost the trend line here in the overnight. I'll give it a little bit more benefit there. It's like that. We're at that daily 9 in support right here. So daily 9 needs to hold here. And if it does, that gives us a bounce on up in. Otherwise, we're going to drop down. We're going to start seeing these lower levels here. 317 is a target on losing the daily 9. So swift drop here if Tesla can't hold itself. Careful on that one. On the upside too, we've got a lot of range here going up into probably 4-hour 20 here. 328 gives us a medium, gives us a bounce over here above the daily 20, gives us up to 336. So big bounce there. So both sides of this, but look, downside is risk is higher today than it was even as of yesterday. So I'd be cautious on the downside. If we do get down to 317, that's where I'd be looking for some to enter into some maybe some cash secured puts, something like that, so that you can try to get a little lower grab as we will then continue to bounce up. So looking for a 317.59 bounce if we fall down that low today. SpaceX, got to give it all back. So gonna wait for that. Ooh. Okay, it's got to give it all back. Sorry, I don't know why it always stays. I should automatically go to that other setting, but it doesn't. So we had that bounce again yesterday on some good, exciting news in the SpaceX industry here, but we still gotta pay the piper. So I'm waiting for this thing to come back down here and get there. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit back and watch it. Apple's trying to recover here. We're at the 24-hour 9 on the rejection. 4-hour 9 is up above. I don't see it super strong here yet. If we do take yesterday's high, that would be the first sign of recovery, potential recovery here, and give us a little bit of possibility here. Obviously, this has been a tough one to hold through all of this. So I would like to say that that Apple is done, but I don't know that it is. I think we've got a little bit more punishment coming from Apple here on the downtrend. The best way to say that, like I said, is taking yesterday's high and holding that will give you the first clue into that. This afternoon session, we'll go over that in a little more detail to make sure that we have that all in play. Amazon also falling here too. Don't think this is done yet either. It's going to be giving back a little bit here as well. Same thing for this. If you want to find where, if this is going to go, and we're out of our exit already, so let me just do this. We're going to be looking for yesterday's high, which is really all the way up here. So we have to take trend first. So first sign of healing is taking that 4-hour 9 back and flipping it out. And it does not look like we're in a position to do that right now. Losing this number here pushes us down, though, gets us down closer to 260. So we have to be very cautious here on Amazon. Google trying to recover here again. Same scenario. Yesterday's high is the target. It's also right on the structural pivot here at 345. So we want to see if we can take that. If we can take and close above that, then we can start talking about moving back up. Google will recover very strong once it does, but we don't have the first sign of that happening as of yet. So we've still got a little bit of ground to take here. Specific numbers, 345.95 on that one. And then Meta is the other one that got beat down yesterday. So I never expect the recovery in the second, the day after in this, and I don't want to expect it here for Meta either. Obviously, all the SMAs are charging down to catch up. We do have some lines in the sand here. 578.21 is the session low. I don't want to lose that. If we do, then expect us to kind of head back down, and you should cut positions if you are in that range. Otherwise, in order to get out of here, first thing we need to do is we need to take out this high right here, which is 583.69. 583.69 pushes us, sorry, it's 583.81. I have it in the notes here. Pushes us back up towards the daily 9. We will have static here with the 24-hour 9 as well. Don't look for too much action here on that either. And that's it. It's 9:29, so almost there. I'm going to hang back for you, MHM, so you can talk to me about what I can do to help you here. And while I do that, I'm going to hit the stop record, get this thing going. That's it. All right,
Hey, Banana, sorry. I thought you said that you had some notes for us when you were talking about the MG thing. That's what I was referring to.
Yeah. No, so they're all on your charts. Do you have all these on your charts?
Oh, got it. Yes. Okay, cool.